From News 19, I'm meteorologist Daniel Bonds. Here's the 11 a.m. advisory for Hurricane Milton. Milton, though, stays south of the Carolinas. Clouds will increase tomorrow. It's going to be breezy by Thursday. There could be a little bit of coastal rainfall as well. Here is the latest wind radii forecast. This is from the National Hurricane Center, so we do expect at least tropical storm force winds to start making an impact to the peninsula of Florida. It looks like early Wednesday afternoon as that storm crosses over Florida, hurricane force winds, and then it is going to cross over and then eventually start to lose some of its power, it looks like. But in the short term, pretty strong storm that's going to be impacting Florida. As far as tropical storm force wind chances along our South Carolina coast, very small risk at this point. Still, can't totally rule it out, but at this point, small chances. Here is the latest advisory information. Winds of 150 miles per hour, gust up to 185. So it has gotten a little bit stronger since the 8 a.m. advisory. It's moving towards the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. About 520 miles southwest of Tampa, Florida at this point. No major changes in the forecast or the forecast thinking. Looks like it will make landfall either late Wednesday night or very early Thursday morning. Kind of a closer look at the forecast path from the National Hurricane Center, making landfall likely as a major hurricane. So again, if you have friends or family, you do want to make sure they're evacuating if they are under those evacuation orders. You don't want to take this seriously. Spaghetti model's in pretty good agreement at this point. It's kind of watching this thing move a little bit closer to Florida. Storm surge warnings in effect for a large part of the coastal regions of Florida. We also have a storm surge watch in effect for the extreme southern part of the low country of South Carolina. Have the hurricane watches and warnings, more importantly, those warnings there in red for Florida. We do have a tropical storm watch in effect for the low country of South Carolina. As of right now, though, the winds don't appear to be very strong for us in South Carolina, even in the area that's under that tropical storm watch. But here's kind of a wide view of the forecast. Wednesday morning, pretty quiet conditions across South Carolina. You see that rain starting to spread across Florida as Milton does make landfall. It looks like late Wednesday or very early Thursday morning. The clouds across the Midlands on Wednesday will kind of decrease by Thursday. And then as we do look ahead, we'll have a lot of sunshine for us by Friday afternoon. Wind speed forecast Thursday afternoon, I should say, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Could have some stronger gusts. So that's something we'll have to kind of watch because we did have a lot of issues from Helene. If you have some of these trees and branches that may be compromised from these strong winds from Helene, could possibly cause some issues as we have some breezy conditions on Thursday. This was the latest estimated peak wind gusts from the National Weather Service. This is from Helene. So these aren't forecasted. This is what happened. Winds of 70 miles per hour here in orange area there, I should say. 80 mile per hour plus winds and 90 mile per hour plus winds in that red area. 100 mile per hour plus winds over towards parts of Aiken County. We're also watching this area way out in the, we'll say, eastern part of the Atlantic. Small chance for that to develop and a small chance for this to develop. That's just off the coast of Florida, basically near the Bahamas. Tropical storm Leslie is going to stay away from the continental United States, but there is a lot going on. Obviously, the biggest story, though, this week is going to be Hurricane Milton. Back here at home, our records will be safe for one more year. We'll go ahead and put our forecast into motion for you. A lot of sunshine this afternoon as that cooler, drier air does spill in. You'll notice a difference, especially as we go towards the end of the work week. Clouds will increase tomorrow, so mostly cloudy skies for your Wednesday. And then as we go into later in the day on Thursday, those clouds will start to decrease. So the clouds will decrease as what's ever left of Milton at that point moves on out. Can't rule out a coastal shower, but for us, we're expecting dry conditions. European model shows a very small chance for maybe some rain along the coast. American model showing that same thing for early Thursday morning. But for the most part, we're expecting dry conditions, and we've been dry over the past few days. So far, we have not had any rainfall in the month of October. No measurable rainfall. High temperatures today in the, we'll say, upper 70s to near 80 degrees. A little bit of a breeze coming out of the northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And this is what we're looking at for the next 7 days. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. A little cooler Thursday, Friday. We're expecting these lows to drop into the mid to upper 40s possibly. That'll be Friday morning, Saturday morning, and Sunday morning. And then these temperatures will start to warm up a little bit, but it's going to remain pretty dry. If you're heading towards the beach over the next few days, rip currents will be an issue. High risk for dangerous and potentially life-threatening rip currents along the coastal region. Myrtle Beach, though, for the weekend, mid to upper 70s for daytime highs. Charleston forecast looking good as well. Let's say mid 70s to maybe near 80 degrees. And the forecast for Greenville, at least over the weekend, upper 70s and low 80s. We do expect slightly cooler than normal conditions for a portion of the Palmetto State and into North Carolina. And we also expect drier than normal conditions during that same time frame. That would be October 15th through October 21st. But the big story, Hurricane Milton. We'll have more on air and online as needed.